Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Bound for Glory main event of the evening. It is for the Impact World Championship. It is step for one fall when the bell rings. Your referee, Daniel Spencer. Introducing first to my right, he is the challenger from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the walking weapon, Josh Alexander. His opponent, to my left, from Detroit, Michigan, he is the reigning and defending Impact World Champion, Alex Shelley.
Tom, as we get set for this huge main event, I'm getting a little bit of inverted, twisted deja vu as we stand here in this building in Chicago. The Impact World title on the line. Josh Alexander and Alex Shelley competing for it. But the circumstances have switched from over a year ago.
Over a year ago at the Emergence event, it was the first time ever Alex Shelley had ever challenged for this, the Impact World Championship. He came up short to Josh Alexander, as I just detailed. So many did. No issue with that whatsoever, but it fueled Shelley to move forward and finally capture that title against Steve Macklin earlier on this year at the Against All Odds event. Since then, he has proved to be a fantastic Impact World Champion, but the outside noise from people not named Josh Alexander, by the way. Josh Alexander continues to endorse Alex Shelley as the world champion and recognize him as such, but has been on the record and say, listen, you gotta beat me. I was never beaten for the Impact World Championship. Shelley wants to prove something to himself and to the world tonight. He's gotta beat Alexander to settle those voices in his head.
And here's the thing, on paper, you might be correct. Alexander has been out loud saying, yes, no, of course, Alex Shelley is a deserving world champion. He's honorable and this, that. Respect Alex Shelley. I consider myself pretty good at reading people and reading between the lines, and I think there has been a little bit of looking past Alex Shelley and feeling like, yes, that is my world title to be given back, to be taken back at the very least, and that somebody else has just been merely holding on to it until I come back.
I think there is certainly an element of that pride in Josh Alexander that, yes, no matter what, I'm going to come back and I'm going to win the Impact World Championship. But Josh Alexander has an immense amount of respect for Alex Shelley. I do not think for 1 second Alexander is underestimating Shelley coming into this, the main event of the biggest event of the year for Impact, Bound for Glory, and challenging for the Impact World Championship.
Pain through the entire upper half of the walking weapon.
Oh, knees right to the small of the back. For over 20 years, Alex Shelley has called himself the face of a generation. He has mentored and educated and trained so many of the stars, past and present, in professional wrestling. Right now, he's trying to take Alexander to school.
He has in so much of the last several years of his career.
Hold on a second there. Alexander caught Shelley. Alexander caught the boot of Shelley.
Oh, God, Shelley smacking back there.
And Alexander just absorbing these open palm strikes and a big clothesline. Alexander needed that for a little breathing room, but still badly favoring the left arm.
Was able to respond there to Shelley, but Shelley still getting to his feet. Athleticism on display here. Shelley holding on.
Overhead belly to belly there by Alexander. Both men pushed the pace. Alexander got the better of the champion.
Great counter from Josh Alexander. Just when Shelley builds up a head of steam, the walking weapon has an answer.
Rushes in against Shelley. Shelley gets the boot up. Double boots there. Kick again to the injured left arm. Face first goes Alexander in the middle turnbuckle. Shelley wanted that earlier on in the match.
He got it there. Shelley, this time as world champion. You talked about him teaching a cavalcade of wrestlers, a generation of talent, but this is his time to be selfish. Yes, and sometimes that can be a good thing. It is time for Shelley to be selfish, to be here for Shelley.
Oh, and a snap German suplex there.
And now, once again, looking for that sliced bread. Can he get it? He does!
Got it! Look at Alexander roll through! Alexander! Shelley tried to escape. Alexander says not so fast. German suplex. Bridge cover for the title and a kick out by Shelley.
Throwing a little bit of chaos theory into the mix, but not enough to put Shelley away.
Excellent sequence there by Josh Alexander, refusing to back down.
But it speaks to the resilience of our world champion to withstand that, to stay in the fight.
Once again, trying to set up here for the C4 spike. He's wanted this multiple times here in the matchup. Shelley was moving there. Alexander realized he had more work to do. Shelley gets himself to the ropes.
There he goes, securing himself there. Not only for a rope break, but just to be pulled away from the ropes. But
oh, a dragon screw! And remember that left knee of Shelley was smashed into the apron earlier on in the matchup. The figure 4 on the steel post.
Alexander had focused that leg earlier on. And look out.
Oh, wait a minute, Shelley knew what? That was coming. Shell shock of sorts into the barricade.
What a counter by the Impact World Champion.
And now Shelley, he wants this again. Went for it earlier, and now he gets it on the outside. Sliced bread.
Come on, Josh, get up.
Alexander.
Get up, Josh.
Tossed into the barricade, planted on the floor, championship on the line, but it's got to get done in the ring. Nothing happens out here in a title match.
Count of 4 from the official. Shelley went for a version of shell shock and then the sliced bread on the outside. Count of 7 dumps Alexander back inside. Count of 8 here on Shelley. Count of 9, and Shelley does break in through the ropes and resets the 10 count. The referee trying to get Shelley down. Alexander is down center of the ring, however. Shelley could be thinking high risk.
He is prone and primed in the middle of the ring. Shelley up top.
Frog splash! Presses the shoulders down and a kick out. Into the border city stretch.
Immediately, the immediacy of Alex Shelley to lock in that Border City stretch. That is important.
Hold on, Alexander turning around, cover for a moment, broken up, and now the ankle lock.
Back to the ankle, back to the legs, the lower half of Alex Shelley. But how much of a grip can he really have on that with all the damage done to his left arm?
And Shelley able to spin out, to your point. Found enough of an opening, and now trying to step through. Oh, and Alexander goes to the left knee. Attacked the left knee multiple times, and now looking for a knee bar.
Manipulated that left knee just enough to take advantage again.
Oh, now look at Shelley trying to break things up the hard way.
Just smacking, oh God, smacking the headgear off Josh Alexander.
Oh, it's Shelley, a kick right to the spine.
See him, they're trying to smack some feeling back in his own leg. Both these guys have absolutely torn each other apart on a physical level.
Uh-oh, trapping both arms there. Shelley does damage close range. Went for the kick, now Alexander. Oh, it's a forearm shiver.
Alexander might have been looking for a roaring elbow of his own. There it is.
Oh, and a straight right to Shelley.
And Shelley dropped. Shelley dropped.
Is it time? Can he set up for the C4 spike?
Tit for tat, back and forth. Look out!
Once again, going for the C4 spike. Had him up. Shelley dropped his weight. What a shell shock.
Counter for a counter here at the precipice of this main event matchup.
Back elbow there by Alexander.
Look
Shelley.
out.
Shell shock. Shell shock.
Alexander planted. Shelley's